Hello, welcome to part 2 of optimizing our jump animation within Unity. So last time if we press play, we've created our jump, but we've got this thing where it's currently an infinite jump. So we do come back down, but we need to make sure that we do create an infinite jump. And what we did was we drew, if we have a look in our scene here, we drew this raycast line from the center of our player all the way down to the ground. I'll probably have to make it a little bit longer actually. So let's just quickly go into that script and make that a bit longer. And we did that by going here. So let's do 2.5f, that should be fine, and then do 2.5f there. So let's save that very quickly. Make sure, press play, and make sure we've got, there we go. So we can see that our green line is extending to our ground as well. That's fantastic. So we are using a raycast to depict when we're jumping and when we're not. So if we press play, let's make sure that our green line isn't touching our floor when we jump. So we're not. That's fantastic. So at the moment, our raycast is detecting our character. So every time it detects our character, it's saying, oh, we can keep jumping. We need this raycast to ignore our player. So that's what we need to do next. Because if it only detects the ground, then we'll fall back down and we won't be able to continuously jump like that. So what we're going to do first is go to our square. And as you can see, this is our ground. So this is what we want our raycast to detect. And we can do that by using something called layers. So we've used tags before, but we haven't used anything called layers. So here we've got something called layers, and we've just got it on a default layer. So what we're going to do is go down to here and go, and as you can see, I've already created a ground layer, but if we click on add layer, we can see that we've already got our ground layer here. So what we can do is just type in ground, press enter, that will create a brand new layer for us on user layer 8. That's really important for our piece of script in a moment. Click back onto square, click on layer again, and now we're going to choose ground for that. Okay, so we're now, we've segregated this layer out and saying we want our raycast to follow this. So what we can use is we're going to use something called bit shift, and there's a really long way or there's a really short way. So I'm going to show you the really short way of trying to let your raycast know of what layer to follow. So what we're going to do is go into our scripts, and as we look at our raycast hit here, we can actually add something after this 2.5 hits, it's 2.5 F. What we can do is, well, I can't even see it now, it's not even come up on our selection or our selections. Let's have a look. No, not a layer mask. Distance of float, no, we don't want that. Infinity distance, nope, we don't want that either. 8 of 8 is a max depth, nope. Let's go to, what was 2? Float distance and a direction. No, we don't want any of those. That's okay, it doesn't matter. So what we're going to do is put a 1 arrow to the left, and then we're going to put an 8. And what this is saying is this one represents essentially the layers, and we're saying we want you to ignore everything else, or ignore all the other layers apart from layer 8. Okay, so, and we've said 8 because if we look at our ground layer, we can see that it's got the number 8 here. So we're just saying to our raycast, hey, just look at the layer number 8, please. Okay, and there we go, fantastic. We've added that in, and that's called a bit shift. If you don't remember that, that's perfectly fine. But this is very important for us to just depict our layer so our raycast knows what to hit. So once we've done that, we're going to create a new variable. So we're going to create it under here, and we're going to call this a private bool. So we know a bool is a true or false statement, and we're going to call this jump reset. Okay, and then at the moment we're going to just say this is false. Cool, lovely. So and what we're going to do is going to reset our jump. So let's have a look. So the first thing we need to do is probably add our jump reset to our input. So let's have a look at our jump input here. So we're going to put this just underneath everything. Yeah, put it underneath everything. So what we can say is just say jump reset equals true. Lovely, fantastic. Once we've done that, we can go to our hit collider here and we can say if jump reset equals false, false, then we can say grounded is true. Awesome. Okay, so what we now need to do is, let's have a look. We've added that, we've added that there. Let's test this scene and see what happens. Cool. So, will this make our script work? Let's press play. So, cool, lovely. So our hit is now saying square. We can jump, but we can't jump again. So we only can jump once. Okay, so what we need to do is add in a loop script or something called a coroutine, which will do pretty much loop our scripts that we have for our jump over and over again, creating a constant or consistent jump. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to make sure we're outside of our void update. We need to clean this up. I do realize this is getting really busy and maybe confusing you. Don't worry, we will sort that out. So what we're going to do is we're going to create something called an enumerator. There we go. And we can just say this enumerator is going to be called jump reset routine. There we go. You'll get a red line at the moment because we haven't embedded it into the rest of our script. So the jump reset routine is going to yield return. So it's going to return our script and it's going to say a new wait for seconds. And we can just put this as a really, really low number, 0.1f. That would be fantastic. And then we can say jump reset is then false. So then we can reset this again. And we'll go over this over and over again. So this says after 0.1 seconds, we can then jump again. That's essentially all this piece of script is doing. Once we've done that, we need to make sure our jump reset routine is actually embedded into our jump, otherwise it won't work. So what we need to do under our jump reset here, within our input of get button down jump, we need to say start coroutine. So start that loop, and what's it going to start? It's going to start our jump reset routine, just like that. Fantastic. So let's quickly save this. So this is now looking, I feel a lot more confident about this. Let's have a look at this then. So let's press play. We're running around, jump. Fantastic. We now have a jump and we can't, if I'm button dashing, it's not working. So I'm not floating away. Fantastic. So we've got our jump working. That's fantastic. Cool. So you can see that we can just use this raycast line. Don't worry about this being in your scene or anything, because we can see in our game it's not actually there at all. So that's really good. So that's how we get our jump together. So let's, before we end this video, because we've got a little bit of time, only 9 minutes, let's have a look at sorting out this. Let's sort out this script. So we've got lots of stuff in here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to probably take all of our movement out of here and create this into a new method. So I'm going to create a new method under here, and we can just call this probably, just call it void movement. Lovely. And what I'm going to do is put everything in there. Yeah, let's try and put everything in this. I'm going to just zoom out a bit. So I'm going to drag all of this, highlight all of this, all of this. So all of my update, apart from the update itself, and what I'm going to do is Command Z, just to cut, and I'm going to paste that all into movement, because I know that is all of my movement script into there. Then just in update, I can just put right movement, bracket, semicolon. Lovely. Cool. So if I save this, this enumerator may have to be underneath. I'm just going to put this underneath just in case there's any issues. Well, actually, let's see if we've got any issues. Let's press play. Running, jumping. No, that's fine. Absolutely fine. Doesn't matter if it's underneath or not. That's fantastic. So we've got our jump. We can obviously change that jump height. Obviously, I think we do have the jump height on our player. We did. There we go. So we can change our jump height as well. It's only 5 at the moment, so we can change that if we want to. Then let's have a look. So that's all in there. That's in our movement scripts. That's all working. And update is nice and clear, just to have other bits of script in it, so it's not filling that up a little bit. And we've called this movement. We know all our movement is in there. Fantastic. So next time we'll have a look at implementing the jump animations onto our sprite. Cool. See you soon.